49 years ago today, Colorado's deadliest natural disaster in the last 100 years took place. And as I mentioned earlier this month, this is also a stark reminder that the recent floods in Texas can very much happen right here in Colorado. So 49 years ago today, in 1976, the Big Thompson Canyon floods killed 144 people. Let's give you a bit of a broad background about what happened. First of all, meteorologically, we had slow-moving storms set up just to the east of Estes Park in our northern mountains, and they dropped 12 to 14 inches of rain in about 6 hours. Again, over a foot of rain in 6 hours. What that led to was a 30-foot wall of water that rushed down Big Thompson Canyon, and in that area were a bunch of people who were out camping. An estimated 3,000 people were out camping because 1976 marked the 100-year anniversary of the founding of the state of Colorado, and that was part of the reason that so many people were up camping, more people than usual, and that led to this huge wall of water that unfortunately killed dozens of people, 144 in total, led to $250 million in modern day dollars worth of damage, and unfortunately many lost cars and homes as a result of this as well. So it was a truly devastating event, and it also had the fortunate effect later on, of course, the tragedy itself, leading to the effect of really kind of ramping up our flood warnings. Back then, the only way to really get word of a sort of a big flood event like this was word of mouth, where people just going around saying there's a big flood or door-to-door hand knocking. That changed, and a lot of flood alerts now take place. And in fact, the September 2013 floods are a reminder of that. We had obviously horrendous flooding back in 2013. However, only 9 people lost their lives in that flood, and that's because of much more modernized and much better technology and much better flood alerts. And part of that came out of the 1976 flood that took place in Colorado, and unfortunately, that took place 49 years ago today on July 31st of 1976.